Do you know what the clap and the funny? I've been on setting it. Whenever they do the clap for like the clipboard thing, it always like takes it for fun. Anyway, welcome to episode 2 of the Coaster Podcast. I can't actually. You know what it is? I'm actually so grateful to everyone doing this because actually, you know when you talk about stuff, it's rare in these streets that it happens, especially like with the climate that we're going through or whatever. So I am your host, Russeni, and my co-host here is...
Oren, back in the mix. 2021.
We actually made it. Because Lord have his mercy, Jesus. But we're actually here in 2021. We're actually at the end of January. In my opinion, the longest month that Jesus has put on this earth. You can't tell me this doesn't feel like a year in itself, innit?
I still feel like we're in 2020.
Boris, that's partly your fault, innit? I'm not calling you out so early on, innit? But I feel like with lockdown coming right as we went into like the new year, it feel like nothing changed, nothing happened. Apart from, and we will touch this later on, the inauguration. We have got new people in new seats up in this, innit? Mm-hmm. But you know what? The first thing I want you to explain. I know you done in the last podcast. Your name to everyone, and just give us that rundown again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Oren, it comes from Kill Bill, the first volume 1. And Oren was Lucy Liu's character who died by the Tori Hanzo sword.
Look at that. That's so sophisticated, right?
Well, yeah, I studied film studies in college. I did both of them, media and film.
Really?
Yeah.
How comes?
Because they're separate. I mean, to the average person, it's the same thing. But the film studies.
I'm the average person.
Film studies was more about the film, characters.
Tutu, sorry, I should cut you off before I take it off, innit? Alright, yeah. Do you know what it is? And I'm gonna leave it there. So in the background, so if you ever see me like looking off or whatever, I don't know if I'm talking to you or the camera. Let's talk to the cameras. Check this out on YouTube. Sorry for interrupting you. We've got Craig and Darian in it, like producers behind and film people behind. So if you ever see me looking when you're watching on YouTube, or you hear some rustling that's going in like foolishness, it's me. It's me, but it's me like looking at other people. I'm not seeing Duppy. I'm not seeing Ghost.
Oh
there is people behind the camera in it. We haven't just set this up by ourselves. There's an operation going on behind the scenes too.
A full one.
Lights, cameras,
and action.
Hey, sorry. Continue what you're saying.
No, I was just saying like this. Film studies and media studies are separate. But the film studies was going more into like films, the context, and all of that kind of, in depth.
And then what did you? All right, cool. So let's talk about this first episode. So I paused because I want to see how I want to like segue into all of this. So the first reason for this podcast is I feel like I've been coasting through life, innit? I'm hoping by the time from the first episode and this one, because they're two different like mashups, I would have progressed in life, and like coming up to 30, I would have gained some knowledge in these streets. I would know, not that I don't know what I want to do career-wise or like as a person, but at least I would have put some proper foundations down in here, in the bed in here, in the sheets that they're new, they're spread, they're silk. I was gonna say Velcro, velvet. Sorry. I was like, that's not the word I want to use. But that's what. So that's the podcast. That's why it's called the Coaster in here, because I feel like I coasted through life. I really thank you to my parents, my family, and stuff like that. But I just want to meet new people, have these discussions, and just get somewhere. I'm like, okay, cool. Even from coasting, I've gained some knowledge on that nice little breeze in here. And have you ever been on stealth at what's it called? What's that? Thorpe Park. At least if I'm going up the slant.
I don't do rides.
You don't do rides?
No, listen, after Final Destination, you see the Final Destination where they go to the theme park. And the roller coaster thing.
Never.
Since then,
maybe it's like the I wasn't born. I was born in Jamaica in there. Maybe they're coming here and doing like the tourist life. Papers are all sorted. Maybe they're coming here and doing all the like I love roller coasters. I love.
No.
One day I'll share my traumatic experience at Thorpe Park, but that's so different. It wasn't. It was a self-inflicted situation at the time.
With me with theme parks, after I saw the Final Destination thing. And I was like that is actually too close to home.
Really?
And then someone lost their legs. Them kids lost them legs. What's that
I'm
place?
not laughing at the legs. It's your...
Somewhere up north.
Yeah.
That theme park. And they lost their legs. and then they said, "Oh, don't worry, there's rides are safe. There's all computers and updates."
But did you go to not Thought Park? Did you go to theme parks before that?
Yeah, but then I couldn't hack it. I mean, I was gassed about being there. Then when I see the ride doing all of this,
You see, I even
I was like,
perfected
nah.
the technique, especially like on the sky drop. I was just like, like no, I don't know if it's the thrill and the situation. What? Love it. And I'm one of them people that will fork out the money to do fast track because I'm not waiting in the lines with everyone else. Not in these
there's
streets.
a lot
Yeah.
of embarrassing videos of me.
Oh, do you know what? And
Roller
we're gonna touch on this in it. I didn't want to jump in it, but so that's what I'm doing the podcast overall. I wanted you to do it because you're nice. You know what I mean? Cool. Probably catch you some love as well. And I'm joking. Slide in his DMs
Don't slide anywhere.
unless you want to.
Still don't slide.
I'm joking.
Walk in.
Yeah, and you know, walking politely in it. Don't get embarrassed.
You might drop or hit sign.
You can slide into my DMs anytime you want. I'm not desperate, but a little chit chat never hurt nobody. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's the overall. So with this, the first episode we done, go and check it out. The first episode, we just want to do like a recap and a rewind of 2020 as best we can. With this one, we're testing out waters in it. I think for the whole journey of this podcast, we're gonna test out, see what works, what doesn't work. But this one,
that's the whole point.
do you know what the joke is? And on the way here, I thought about having a coaster, yeah? My mom got into arts and craft over this whole. I keep looking over. I don't know if I'm just used to the camera thing in it, but my mom started making them. She's gonna make us personalized ones.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, she started. You know, lockdown really get people up doing stuff in it.
Yeah.
Like I started running again. Ain't no work been done. No change.
Listen, you gotta give yourself some time.
but I have to laugh because ain't nothing changed. And then, but my mom got into like arts and craft and whatever the case is, and she started making coasters. So I was gonna buy it, and I said, nah. Mom, nice ass. So next time
now.
we're gonna come. They're gonna be personalized. Hopefully you like it. Let me know. You should say
I like it.
Why? Because it's
because for me, like, I'm moving. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, but now little sentimental things, excite me.
Oh, that's such a great segue. I'm actually big on segues, which is so weird. I would be big on a segue. Think about that one. What's it called? A great segue is one of the first things that segment 1 of this podcast that came to mind is like Wild One for Life, innit? And you touch the subject on like getting older, and we are literally, I think, 2 weeks away from our birthday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, child. You need to
Hey, Jesus, let him flow. Because obviously, because I'm right on the edge. I'm not on the edge, innit? But I'm close to 30 now, innit? And I'm just like, oh, how did we get here?
What do you mean? How did you get here? Every year you get older.
I know the logistics of it, but I can actually, and we were actually off camera talking about like funky house and so talking about back in the days and whatever. And I'm like, you guys are all talking, and I was registering when we were talking about funky house. And what was the song? Migraine Scan. Go and check it out. Live your best life. I was in year 9.
Well,
now, in 2 weeks' time, I'll be 20. Sorry.
Ooh.
Whoa! Do you know? 10 years ago, I would have left school, becoming prom king. Shout out. What's it called? All of this, and I can't actually really. I think I'm worried, but not. I think I'm ready.
Ready for what?
To get into 30s. Do you know what I mean?
Nothing changes.
To you.
No, nothing changes.
Why are you lying?
No, it doesn't change. You see, that's the thing, is that everyone has this perception that when you hit 21, your life changes. When you hit 25, your life changes. When you hit 30, your life changes. It doesn't change. You just understand yourself better. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So your circumstances don't change. Yeah, you do look back and you be like, so by 30, I should have this, I should have that, I should be doing this, should be doing that. But then that's not the way life works, right?
Yeah.
You navigate it as the problems and the opportunities come. You just deal with them as they come. But when I hit 30, I cried. And then I was like...
So you can't tell me nothing changes.
No, you cried. No, but I cried because...
I'm starting to feel like you at the theme park.
Everyone makes it though 30 is a big thing.
It is.
It isn't.
Well, no,
because it's just a number essentially.
Yeah.
I'm still the same guy that I was when I was 25. I look different, slightly different, or older. I've matured. I've had experiences. I know things better. But essentially, I'm still the same person.
You don't think... I think back to when... If you go and look at my Instagram, I actually look different every face from the hair to having no hair now. I can still grow hair. From all you have to let people know it. Some people think that I really went through full on stress and can go. I can just enough. What's well, the hairline is not the same. But we're working on it. Turkey. When we open the borders, I'm joking. I'm not going to Turkey
with Turkey,
because
some people's hairline be looking.
Some BBLs did not go the way God wanted them to, or they wanted them to go. But I look at it, when I turned 16, I felt different in it. I felt obviously going into A levels, and even if we're doing BTEC, I think that jump from GCSEs is a big one. So that in itself.
Well, yeah. Okay,
come on,
fine,
I know we've done more exams and obviously they're thingy, but the work and the time you had to put into it, all of that while becoming essentially who you will use to motivate the rest of your life. Then when even 18, I know it's only 2 years, but even 18, I was just like, because I done an extra year, sixth form minute, to go and gallivant on stage. Done an extra year, and I was just like, oh my god, all my other friends. And you shouldn't compare yourself to your other friends, innit? But obviously now I'm just like, oh, they're at uni or whatever the case is. Then I didn't end up going uni because I'm gallivanting. And then, but when the time I got to 21, you didn't. I don't know. I felt like there was like a different air in it, or maybe because it's me
maturity.
and this mind.
That's what it is. No, long and short of it is because, like, from secondary school to college, it goes from supervised learning to independent learning. There's actually no difference between college or sixth form to university. It's the same thing. The only problem is you've got more responsibilities. If you move out, you've got to pay your bills. You've got to make sure you manage your money right. You've got to make sure you socialize. You're at the parties and stuff. But also your main focus is to study and get the degree. So as you get older, your responsibilities increase. You know, it's like almost going from pay-as-you-go to having a contract phone that your parents pay for.
Sorry, you said pay-as-you-go, and I thought, what was that, 5-day pass? Only
you see what I'm saying? No, it's seriously the same thing. Like, either your parents give you money and you choose to spend it on 5-day pass, then you move to contract that you will pay for fully. So whatever income you're getting, you know,
you have to split up.
That's it. It comes to a point when you'll be like, oh, I want the new iPhone. You'll be like, well, who's paying £50-something a month for it?
50, that's a dream. I hear that people are paying 80 plus these days.
I was. Until I saw the light.
What's the light?
The light, I was like, what am I paying for?
That's true, because apart from the cameras at the back in it, all pictures look the same once they get uploaded to Instagram in it.
It wasn't even that. EE weren't giving me the service. And no shout out to EE. They weren't giving me the service. I'm filing my complaint and I've cancelled. But there you go.
So wait, who are you with now?
I'm with 3.
I'm with gift card. I bought out the phone. Money like that, I wish. I went with gift card because
they're cheap. How cheap?
Real cheap. So what I did was buy the phone.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, I'll just buy the next one or go on contract if willing. But I bought out, and then it's £25. You get unlimited everything.
I pay 18 and I get 5G free.
On what?
Free.
But how much minutes?
Unlimited.
How long?
Shout out 3.
How long you been with them?
Huh?
How long you been with them?
Since September last year.
How did you get that? On what phone?
What do you mean, what phone? I bought the phone outright, so I was SIM only.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But you were the same thing, but a better deal.
Yeah.
3?
Yeah.
Let me write this down.
Yeah.
3, how do you spell that? No, I'm just Anyway, I think that's second. Do you know what it is? And I also want to catch up with you. How you been? COVID conversations always get a bit depressing, innit? But I wanted to do, while we're catching up, how have you found it going into 2021? Obviously, I'm here thinking about 30 already.
2021, I find it's the same as 2022, but what I've realized... Sorry, did I say 2022? 2020.
This year real quick.
It's an extension of 2020. Yeah. I just want to say 22 again. But I've realized I need to put some protocols in place to protect myself.
Yeah.
At first, I was moving like I was hard body. Now I'm realized I'm not quite as hard body as I thought I was.
In what?
Hard body,
that.
like,
I know
if you come for me, I come for you. Yeah, kind of like that.
How do you find that you're not like a hard body?
Well, it's because, like I said, as you get older, you realize it's not all battles you must fight. Sometimes you just got to be like, you know what, I can handle it, but I'll just take the L. It's easier for me to take the L than for me to take the win on it. Yeah. Can you see what I'm saying? Protecting your boundaries. Now, you know, we're in COVID. We have a lot of time to reflect on who we are. Do we like where we're at? Can we make changes? And
Maybe that's what actually bred breed bred this podcast, because the time sitting to reflect and pre the podcast, I was like at one job in it, and I don't know if I remember just sitting there just thinking,
is this
is
my
this
life? Monos are good.
no
But
no?
you
Do
should
you know what I
always
mean?
have that
But
moment.
I was literally like, and the funny thing is, I feel like I was asking the question on repeat more than coming up with like an answer or a solution. More, you just there like, is this my life? Is this it? And you look around. And I was like looking around my surroundings. And I was just like,
But it's a good question to ask yourself. I think it's a good
Literally.
it's a question you have to ask yourself. Even my mentor says this. It's a good thing to reflect every 6 months.
yeah,
To ask yourself, am I hitting my target or the goals that I set myself for the year? And am I in a place mentally, spiritually, emotionally that I want to be in?
which
And
is.
then you have to make the adjustments to make sure
I'll
you're
leave a
on
shout
track.
out to Darren behind the camera when we were working a lot together in the same facility, 2 meters away. Literally, we actually sat on like opposite sides of the room in this big office. What's it called? He does. Is it quarterly that you say you do it? You can just nod and I'll say yeah. So he does quarterly, like he checks in and he does like a 5-year plan in it.
Yeah.
So what goes? I just want to give a shout out to that. That I think is a great thing. And if I think from when I know Darren to all that he's done, I think it's like a great progression.
Yeah.
It's working. What things have you set yourself going into 2021? I was going to say 2022.
It's more also personal stuff, you know, trying to figure out where am I at my career. Is this something I want to do on the long term? Do I want to continue being in the workforce like that? Do I want to, it's almost, I'll call this almost my recalibration year.
You're going to use this
Use
year.
it to recalibrate.
Okay, cool.
Recalibrate in a sense of you can't really action anything now.
This is true.
So you can spend your time researching if I can move abroad to work, what does that look like?
Yeah.
If I want to set up my own business, what does that look like? If I want to buy a house, what does that look like in this climate? COVID has kind of put a lot of things on hold for me. But at the same time, it's kind of like, what are my options? Because a lot of legislation is coming in because of Brexit, because of IR35 and all of these other things. You're going to have to readjust who you are, what you want to do, how you're going to get there. And that's the beauty of getting older, isn't it? Is the opportunity to always change. Like my stepdad, he's done so many things with his life. And always look back at it in envy to say, he was a radio host back in Ghana, and then he came to work for the BBC here, and then he went to New York to work for ABC, and then he became an investment banker. So many different things. And it makes you, it opens your eyes that, you just because you start here doesn't necessarily mean that's where you're going to finish or that's where you need to finish. You can.
All right. So what's if I think about, and I'll give you time to like process, what's your top 3 things or stuff that you want to hit? Maybe over the year, maybe just in this thing, innit? Like, I was thinking myself, one is like, health and just staying on top of it. Because I can't, let me tell you, health, first is career and what I want to do. I'm going to come to health out. So the first thing is like career and what I want to do. Yes, I want to stay in like this industry and stuff like that and still work with young people. And what I did was like, especially mainly 2019, but like you said, 2020 stopped all of it COVID, where I put in place of working with young people and still doing the performing thing. Yeah. When I look at this year, it's like putting out more content, like I've been putting out more on Instagram.
Yeah.
Shout out to Darren again. He helped me film them stuff as well.
And drop your Insta.
Oh, at Russeni, Russeni. My parents knew what they were doing when they made me, because that is my name on all social media platforms, and I have to fight for it. Do you know what I mean? So that's one thing.
No numbers.
No, it's a bad thing, innit? But
No numbers, no underscores.
None of it. No, even, do you know where I messed up on my Snapchat, which I don't use anymore? I was trying to like be, I think I was young and I was done to be included. Instead of putting my name like I should have, because it's worked for all of them, I go and fast up and put Russ, my nickname, and my last name. And then the older I got, I realized I could have just had Russeni out in these streets. I messed up completely. So that's one thing on my career, and finding that balance, which is good. I had 2019, 2020 post though, because I wasn't performing as much. I was just really working with young people. Then the second thing is my friendships and stuff like that. And we'll touch more about that and like solidifying. Hopefully that was the word. Butchered that one. And then the third thing was staying on top of my health and not getting fat again. Because I tell you, this happened in these early hours of the morning. I was looking for some papers in it to, I think it was trying to find like an original document for like grades or whatever. I knew that's what I was looking for. I said that like I didn't know what I was looking for. The reason I said it like that, I found old pictures. You know them. You guys, let me put this out in the streets. Yeah, I will never. My brother just below me, he always says Russeni will never be fat again. He can guarantee that. Last night was the night I realized I can't. I don't think. If I see an extra chin pop up, nah, do it. Can't do it. I will sweat for the rest of my life. Rather, because I started getting fat in 2004. I found the pictures and I could like backtrack, and that was it. So that's it. Like when I think about the stuff I want to think, that's the fat thing. Now, when I tell you that one touched my core, and I could see like 2003. Oh, it's like a healthy little Jamaican boy, innit? 2004. I'll never forgive myself. Actually, I'll never forgive my parents. I need to talk to them when I get home. I need to have words as to what was I eating? What were you allowing me to put in my stomach as to why it? And we'll break all of this down over the whole podcast, innit? But I wanted to say, because obviously you said you put stuff in place, and if you had to pick your top 3 stuff,
I would say health, mental health especially. Not say I have mental health issues, but I don't think I've actually digested the impact situations have on me. It's almost, it happens, you figure it out, you deal with it, and you move on, but you don't really do a risk assessment or an evaluation as to how that affected you and how do you prevent that kind of situation or that thing happening again. And it's just, what does this part of my life look like? What does 30 to 40 or to 45 look like? I would say, is my big thing this year, is recalibrating, finding out what that looks like, and then putting the protocols and stuff in place to make sure it happens.
And I want to say this to the end, innit? Like at the end of the podcast, all of them, I want to do a rose and a thorn of looking back, whether it be the week or just general life and whatever, innit? For me personally, and whoever this might bless, if you can think of any like techniques as a rose, as like advice to give to someone as to how to do it, like we already said, I like Darian's thing of mapping out his achievements that he wants in the next.
That is really key. That's something I actually don't do enough of, but I probably need to speak to you about that. I don't really do enough of that. I always see myself as I am underachieving rather than hitting the goals. If you get what I'm saying. And it's really important to take into account your successes, because if you look at your successes and you marry that up against your things that you haven't quite been successful at in that period, you probably realize that you've been more successful than you have been unsuccessful, and you're not going to get everything right the first time round, so you've got to balance the two, which is a really important thing.
How are you finding I guess lockdown? I don't even know if we really touched on this before. I think it's one of the most depressing convos going right now, but I wanted to just cover it because obviously we're living it.
I mean, it's like what I said earlier. It's management of everything, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I wanted to touch on that as well, because what I found out is I'm done.
Done with what?
Lockdown.
Oh
yeah, no. I'm done with lockdown. So I've been at home doing like online stuff in it. I can't wait. Next week I get to go back in schools and work with young people. I'm actually
be careful, them kids.
What
they'll be bringing COVID.
No, remember schools are out, so it'll be a smaller ration, and it's a SEN, and they need. I know, but I love young people. I'm willing to take. I can't put that one out there.
You ain't get your vaccine until September.
I actually can't put it out there. But I'm excited to be around people and to work with young people, which was part of my things, and it's like a one-to-one experience as well. Which that was on my list of things I want to complete. And then anything else on the list, because we're gonna come up to a break in like 3 3 minutes or whenever this cuts off in it. Working out poems on Insta, back in person, and that's it. Anything you wanna close off with this segment?
I don't want to sound like Oprah.
Which is? No, you hold on to Oprah. Let me say something foolishness. If you're gonna start conversations with me, yeah, because this is foolishness.
What for the DM?
DMs, WhatsApp. I don't care if you got my number, whatever. Don't start convos. You know when people start them dead ones. Oh, hey, you okay? I'm like, yeah. How you been? Because obviously now I'm responding nicely. I've had. Don't then come back. Oh, this is sweet. Don't.
This was sweet.
You know when that, yeah, you know, they're like, oh yeah, that's good to know. Then why did you message me? Like, I didn't force you to message me. Yeah. I didn't miss you not messaging me. You could have left me and my peace alone. Sorry, it just...
Who did this?
It grinded my gas. Sorry, I probably went right off the scale on the mics then. But it just grinded my gas. So I just wanted to touch on that.
I think the person knows themselves now.
Yeah, no, they know who they are. And also, if you're going to slide into the DMs with the heart eyes, I need us to clarify what the heart eye emojis really means. You know, like, it comes up. Because I need to know. Don't just keep sending me that on my pictures. Jump like a frog and land like Storm.
Wow.
In the X-Men. That's the only one I can think of. I don't know why that one came to mind. Land like, do something efficient with the heart eyes, yeah? Stop jumping in DMs like that. Stop. We're all at home doing nothing. Stop coming into the DMs or WhatsApp or any sort of social media with dead convos.
But what is a dead convo?
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. You?
Me same.
Okay. Good night.
Night. No, what?
It's a hello, isn't it?
No, but why would you?
Yeah, I saw your thing. Oh, you're right. Yeah, cool.
No, but
are you well?
You know, like how last night I messaged you and I was like, oh my God, and I realized I haven't caught in, and I was like, are you good? Yeah, we're cool, and we knew we were gonna see each other. Great, yeah. When people just do it and then that's it, or don't do the one of this is so wayward convo, innit? Don't do the one of I hope you're doing well, and we have that conversation. I'm doing well, family's good. Oh, I was wondering if you could do this thing for me. You just start with the thing you need from me. Don't pretend.
No.
Or put it in the same.
You must start with the pleasantries.
No, start with pleasantries, but then put it in one.
No. You start with the pleasantries, and I'll respond back. Yeah.
No.
You must work
and
for
then
your
so you want the pleasantries, and then them to ask you.
I want you then we'll start with, hey, how you doing? I'm Phil. How are you? Yeah, I'm good.
And then they ask you to do it.
And then you ask me, and then I'll give you 3 hour response.
See, then I don't want the fake.
Yeah. No,
that's fake. That means I didn't mean it.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't stop coming to me. Yeah, I need a favor. Excuse me.
I would prefer that.
My day ain't going well?
Just show your real reptile skin to me, man.
I want pleasantries. I want a pleasantry.
You have to watch that one on YouTube. You buffered there.
I want a pleasantry. Don't come and tell me. Yeah, well, go on. Yeah, can you what? When you go to a sales assistant, do you not go, hi, how you doing? Yeah, could I have this in a medium? Or can I have this in a large?
Yeah, but that's it. But do it in one thing. Don't fake the chat and then come with it.
Fake the chat.
No, you need to, hey, how you doing? I was wondering if you could. That's what I want.
No,
hey, how you been?
Fake the chat.
I was wondering if you could. Just put it in one little bunch.
I called Farfetch last week or this week, whatever week it was. I called them and go, hi, my name is so. I said, yes, how are you? How you doing? Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Right.
Yeah, but
where's my refund?
One thing, whereas they come with big, how you doing? Hope the family's okay, blah, blah, blah. And then just on the line.
No. You let me respond first before you come and tell me what you want.
Okay, cool. You know how to approach me. You know how to.
If you're trying to approach me, I want you to, hi, how you doing? Let me respond. Yes, I'm well. How are you? And I want you to respond. When I say how are you, you need to respond to how are you. Don't.
But that's
don't
what I'm saying.
Sometimes
how are you? They know.
No, I will go back. I will come and say.
Have you ever dragged the convo and then just put arrows? You didn't address.
Even at work, clients try it. Instead of you saying hi so and so, they'll say hi. Who's hi? I will respond back with hello. Manners. Nah.
So we're gonna take from this segment. The Oprah lesson was have manners, approach correctly. We'll see you guys after the break. After the break. So you have been listening to the Coaster podcast,
and it's happening every Wednesday, every 2 weeks at what time? 8? No. I mean, whatever time we feel like it, innit? Well, boy, innit? It comes on, it comes on.
So we're on to the next segment. segment, and it's called "Who Else Is Coasting or Not?" And the whole theory or my concept behind this is we're gonna go through some, call it hot topics or stuff that we've seen on the news or whatever the case is. Some I'll put the names to depending on the scenario. Some I've taken the names away and just we're gonna talk about the scenarios because I feel like people get lost in
who they are.
Yeah, and they have like their personal opinions. Like instead of talking about the cheating aspect of Beyonce and Jay-Z, they want to cast their opinions on Jay-Z's background and Beyonce and robotism and whatever the foolishness is in it. So that's why some of them, depending on the celebrities or the scenario, I want to take away. Cool. So the first one, we're going to talk about, it doesn't affect us. I'm trying to keep it a little bit more UK based as well. So some of them I've picked out specifically because they're UK and black. But the first one is semi. It's got black. We're really proud. The inauguration. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I saw a bit of it.
Same. Okay, cool. The next thing we can just pass on some of these in it if we're just like, mate, it's not for us because I don't feel like every conversation is for everyone to have. You have to force it out in these streets. What I will say is, the Obamas did look great.
Oh, the Obamas had to look great.
My jeez.
They had no choice.
Oh.
When you're blessed with the sauce is forever seasoned.
And you know, even Michelle's stylist, she had no boundaries, no respect for anyone's feelings when they were like, who did it? She put her hand up, she stood up, she took bows, as she should, because she did what needed to be done,
Listen, the Obamas had no choice. They had to show up. You see, you have to bear in mind, that a lot of these presidents are dry. Dry. Other than Obama's, I think Melania, I know, so I bet everyone hates Trump, of course. Yeah. But Melania is probably the next one who probably comes with the heat. Yeah. The rest of them...
But she seemed like she tapped out 1 year in, 6 months in. She was like... You know that's true, innit? She didn't... This is not what... She signed up for a quick situation, innit? And ended up in White House. And she was just like... I did it. Even, and they believed that she was fake at one point. Like, the person they're saying, I was like, do you? Another thing on the inauguration, I would say, go and check out. And I was going to look up her name, and I completely forgot. And I've got my phone over there. But check out The Poet. Shout out to...
they make a lot of press rounds.
So that was... and I did watch it, but I think I was so into the words that I completely forgot to take her name on board, which is so good. But it's a young black girl. Young as any age. I don't know her age. But go and check it out. Do look it up. Check out Lady Gaga.
But J-Lo. I heard she was noisy. I mean, I didn't say she was noisy. I said I heard she was noisy.
I heard, yeah, no, I did hear. I heard the biggest joke about this J-Lo singing was that
she said
she put "Get Loud" into the song. I don't think she did.
What song did she sing? Take my breath away.
Yeah.
On the floor. That song.
No, she didn't sing that. She
Tonight we're gonna get on the floor.
She sung like
a serious song.
Yeah.
Oh.
She didn't.
I
should have laughed, but that's what people have seen that she was. I think she done, and obviously Lady Gaga. What I liked about that, when you think about all those three women, they're all diverse, black, white, and Latino. So I like that aspect of it. It's nice to touch it. Okay. Hearing Biden sign stuff about LGBTQ as he got in and done some. He's doing great. So check that out. The only reason I didn't look into it, yes, I believe whoever is sitting at the head of the table in America does affect all of us, if not most of us. So that's one to touch on it. Obviously, shout out to the Obamas. Go and watch the inauguration. Shout out to the poet. I haven't got her name. Maybe. Go on. You can say it loud. I don't know. Amanda Gorman. Thank you.
Gorman.
What? So see, real research. Thank you. Good. Look out. So this is see, there's people behind the camera. I tell you, one day we're gonna have a bigger setup. They're gonna have mics too. So, and they know this is a dream of mine, so they can talk it. So that's it. Go and check out Amanda Gorman. Thank you. Which is I'm out here butchering the easiest names because it's not registered. Have you got something? No. Okay, cool. Check it out. Check out your inaugural. I mean, I'm just telling you to check her out, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, let me be serious about it. Look at
Gorman.
There was obviously a group chat for how all the women dressed, and I appreciate it because they all did look like they can't.
People get tired of that.
To do Powerpuff Girls, isn't it? So that's it. The next topic I wanted to touch,
Yeah.
I should have picked an order for this, but I didn't. Maybe I'll just go down the list and then choose it. Let's get this one out of the way. What do you think of the Bus It challenge? Oh, you haven't been because you haven't been on social media.
Yeah, no. My friends were sending it to me. Yeah, I mean.
Okay, cool. On that thing, sorry, I had to take a sip. If you ever heard about Beyonce's proteges, Chloe and Hailey,
Yeah.
go and check out Chloe's.
Oh, I saw that one.
Okay, cool. I must say she come and she brought fire. They created separate Instagram accounts
For it, really?
No, I don't know, but it came at a convenient time where it's not attached to like them as a brand, and
Yeah.
it's just to her. So go and check it out. The same with the Busted Challenge. And as soon as it started, I knew this was gonna happen because it happened with Don't Rush, where the first ones it's nice, it's unique, and then everyone's doing it, and they just don't all match up to
Yeah. I
standards.
saw one
in
today.
it.
It was someone's grandma was doing it.
It's too. Anyway, that's that on that challenge. What do you know about Piers Morgan? Or what's your opinion on him recently?
Well, Piers Morgan, I just find him to be a dilly dallyer, like somebody who's just very loud. He doesn't really understand topics well enough. Whatever he feels he needs to have an opinion on, he has an opinion on it. But I don't feel like he really understands, especially when it comes to black issues. It's kind of like, don't talk. Let those who experience it speak.
Do you think though, him recently, 2020, and I think his son had gone out and protested and probably educated him, and just the internet, social media will feed you some education. It's whether you receive it or not, or how they put it out there. But he has, and I don't know if you've seen it, he's been putting his foot on these politicians' neck.
Well, somebody's got to do it.
Mitch, I just want to give him a little shout out. From when I first knew about him, obviously, as far as like England and their celebrity social circle, it's really it's a small. I would even some of them out there. It's not A-list. It's a lot of these that think they're A's because they're not competing with no one in it. No disrespect. Take that how you will. But I must give the man credit for putting foot on next. Do you know what I mean?
He is good. I saw an interview he did with the health minister. Which
that was the one.
Was quite embarrassing and difficult to watch for him, not for Piers Morgan. And he is good at putting the pressure on. I just feel like, I know at one point last year, a lot of the politicians hated his approach to how he was interviewing them. So I guess he's good in that sense, because a lot of these politicians won't go on BBC. I mean, if they were to go on BBC won't actually give them the questioning they deserve. Channel 4 is also good. Channel 4 News in particular. Their reporters are very good at questioning ministers. But as General Piers Morgan, I'm not really a fan. But what he's been doing currently, in particular with what's going on with COVID, I feel like he's putting the pressure on. But
that's the kind of growth, and we'll see if it lasts, that I want to see in the older generation, where by the looks of it, coming off everything happening in 2020, and I even noticed it when I saw Philip Schofield. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but he got heated because they kind of supported Boris and all of that, innit, according to the pictures and social media's opinions. I see them kind of taking everything on board. Even there's someone in the House of Parliament the other day saying, yes, I live a cushy life, innit? But what about those that don't? Are we going to look out for them? Because once we go home and we're all with the big garden and space, we have to look how this is going to affect everyone that doesn't have the luxuries have. So it's nice to see, especially these are the majority white middle-aged men. So for me personally, as an under 30 black man, to see that, it's nice to see it currently happening. I'm always like wary of how the agendas fit in overall, but I hope it does lead to somewhere.
That's something I've always been wary about. Is at the moment everybody seems to be aware of it, and it seems to be a topic that you can't avoid. But at the same time, everybody wants to be seen in a certain way. White people have a good habit of knowing what the hot topics are and dancing around them, but not actually being a part of it and being part of the change. So I'm glad they're talking about it, but it really is more so, what are you doing your bits? Because, Philip Schofield does a lot of talking.
Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan.
But does he actually do a lot of these?
Ever since coming out, his his demographic should have changed, or his understanding in it, or the challenges he's about to have to go through.
But he hasn't really. Well, I don't know. I don't really watch This Morning like that.
Yeah,
But
no.
from what I can.
Shout out to Holly though. I do like Holly for some reason. She's cool. Okay, cool. Moving on. And that's he's like the next one, and there is a topic that I'm gonna take the names away, but this one isn't the one I'm gonna take away. Have you heard about Laurie Harvey?
What, Steve Harvey's stepdaughter?
And
Or is it daughter?
I think it's step. But daughter, they're a quite nice blended family. They call everyone, whatever the case is. But she's now with
that guy from Black Panther.
Michael B. Jordan. You don't know his name?
I mean, I do know that.
Oh, okay, cool. So she's now with Michael B. Jordan. But what the streets, Twitter, because that is these streets of all the social media.
Well, I don't want to say she's been about, but she's been about.
But I see, and this is why. Firstly, Craig said this very important thing at the end of last. Was it him? But they were talking in it, and it was basically like we're talking about like women's issues, and I do agree. Men should stay out of women's business, especially their business, if it ain't got nothing to do with you. Yeah. So I didn't even want to. So I wanted to touch on the Laurie Harvey thing. Not for her. I think, especially she's in her 20s and do whatever she wants to do. Yeah. We ain't never seen no videos. We ain't never seen. They ain't. It has nothing to do with anyone. Yes, I understand why everyone's got opinions. Cool. What I would say though is on her dad. Have you ever watched his show?
Steve Harvey show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he sent out the wrong message to now, essentially, the path his daughter's on. And I say path as in, she's obviously just enjoying her 20s. Yeah. Fine. But when I used to watch that show, or when I used to see there's bits in it, because frankly, I don't know what channel come on. My man used to be a very good advocate, and I'm obviously paraphrasing everything, of his daughter could never be of the streets. His daughter could never just bring anyone home.
Well,
and then now I look, I'm not saying she's bringing her home enough where I'm like, but you went and sat on that.
But you have to bear in mind, you see, these people, there's always people who tell you, do as I say, but not as I do.
Okay, cool.
You see what I'm saying?
You right.
And I'm not saying her relationships are fake, and I'm not saying her relationships don't have an agenda, but what I'm saying is she gains from the publicity, right?
Yeah.
So whichever
what is
way
it she does is the real question. Because she's not model. She's not Instagram, like influencer.
But you have to remember, see, this whole idea of celebrity status has changed now. Now it's no longer you have $1 million house or $2 million house, you drive a Bentley. Now everything is an illusion. If you look it and you got the followers behind it,
it's true.
You are somewhat credible. Do you see what I'm saying? A group of people may not know who you are, but if you look like you got followers and you look like somebody who should be hanging out with a certain crowd of people automatically assume.
And that's not Laurie Harvey. Obviously, even if she doesn't have the money, which I'm sure she does, her daddy does. So,
do you see what I'm saying? So now it's no longer about what is your actual talent. I mean, even if you look in a professional workspace, there's a lot of people in there who act as though they're doing the job, but don't actually do the job. So this idea of career and your talent, for me, has always been is now become a grey area where you don't necessarily have to have a talent in order to generate an income or to become a person of interest. Neither do you need to be educated and have a talent in order to make an income. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like that whole stardom, celebrity lifestyle is so grey that you even got Tiger. He's got OnlyFans. Apparently Fat Joe and the other fat one has got OnlyFans.
So what we will not do is fat shame on this. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. He's not fat shaming. It's a joke. That was a joke. That's a joke.
The big one. The two big.
You already said fat. You can't take it back now. Anyway, Fat Joe and DJ Khaled, they did start an OnlyFans. I think it's just for music. Cardi B does it for music as well. Tiger, I think
Have you seen the materials?
No, because
You haven't seen Tiger's materials?
I mean, I'm really not venturing for that because
Venturing.
do you know what I mean? You have to go search. It's just too much.
Well, it came on it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So,
It was on the TL.
I was gonna say the TL will pop up, and I know this is a sex education thing. The TL will just give you porn for free without your consent. But with Tiger, I think he got blackmailed and then turned it into a business.
Really?
Yeah, the story that I originally heard, I ain't looked into this, but I think someone had his nudes. I mean, his thing was already out on the streets years when he was with Kylie.
I think now news don't really carry any weight anymore.
What nude? Yeah, because if you can start on OnlyFans, okay, blackmail me, unless you're hung like a certain actor. I'm not gonna put it out there. Someone put it's out there. They were in a movie anyway where they put it out there. If you're hung and then their wife or they were divorcing was this like, I'm gonna tell the streets, blah blah blah. Wendy Williams was basically like, if that's what you're gonna tell, it's in a movie. I'll tell you after.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even know.
Or someone in the comments on YouTube or something. Tell us. You can work on what I'm talking about. And segueing. So to end off the Laurie Harvey situation is stay out of women's business. I really tried to focus this more on lifestyle and stuff. That whatever she would. Frankly, if I think about my 20s, I think she's on the right path. There's someone live your life, man. Do what you have to do. You ain't got nothing. And you've got the money. She's got the money too. Because if I had the money, I'll be acting up as well.
Do it.
But to go into some women's business,
who's that?
The Verses. Keisha Cole versus.
I missed it.
Okay, good. So we don't have to talk about it because I didn't want to watch it.
No, I mean, okay. I stayed up to 1 a.m. Ashanti didn't show to 2.
How are you an hour late in your house? Because this was not...
Americans, in America, they're not really doing lockdown. So they must have gone to a studio.
But you know, like, when the Jamaicans did it, watch the previous podcast and you understand that joke. They were in the same room when Patti LaBelle, and Gladys Knight done it. They were in the same room. They wasn't.
No, they were separate.
Exactly.
But
so where was she going?
I don't
and they rescheduled.
They rescheduled because...
Isn't it 3 times?
No, twice. Because apparently Ashanti had corona.
No, but twice meaning we watched on the 3rd time, yeah?
No, as in this was the 2nd time.
No, I don't think so.
No?
I could be wrong, but someone did put up on Instagram 3rd time lucky, and I said, oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I could be wrong. It could be twice, but I do remember the original one that you're talking about, yeah.
Okay. Well, I stayed up to 2, and then Ashanti came on, and then
so you're telling me Keisha sat there.
Keisha wasn't there.
So wait, who was...
So it was empty for an hour. So the camera was rolling.
Oh.
And the DJ just kept playing this new fucking Fat Joe tune that he won't let go.
That you can find on OnlyFans.
Literally. I'm sure. Because it's basically a mix between Rihanna's tune and another tune.
Yeah, no. Shout out to that tune, yeah. I don't know who the young brother is, yeah. But go and look into that tune. My man, the producer, I think, behind that, manifested that. And we're going to touch on that later.
Tell.
No, yeah, he manifested it because he was high. Twitter was blowing up. Need to write down these notes, innit? I'll just be taking bits and bobs, innit? I make notes, but clearly I need more details out of the streets. Because he manifested it. So he was really going through, I got it cleared from Rihanna, got the song, and that sort of song. I didn't really look into it. No offense, Fat Joe, I'm just checking you.
He played that song 4 times, or 5 times, 6 times even, while we were waiting for them to show up. So that he kept mixing it with something else, then it comes back on again, and he mixes it again, and it comes on again.
What kind of promotion was that?
And then Ashanti came on, and then she was
playing Keisha was late?
Yes! I think she came on at 3.
Mirac Storm.
Yeah, I went to bed at 2. I said, I can't do this.
I watched Empty Seats for too long.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Craig said you tried to watch it, and what?
Yeah.
Firstly, when the verses came up that there was these two, yes, I know some songs, because when I was in 6th form, Trust and Believe came out by Keisha Cole, and I lived in it. I lived for that, yeah. I lived that. But I don't know their music like that to invest in their era.
She's got a couple of songs, but yeah, after that, I was like, this is a waste of time.
Okay, cool. And that's the underline of the verses. Which is true. You have to reschedule, and then you're late. In the community, and I'm talking to black people, please that narrative for some reason doesn't sit well in my spirit. Not that I'm always on time, but I am trying to be better. Just not to have that narrative of black people are
feel
late.
like if I think it's just decent. If you're going to be late, be at least 15 to 25 minutes late.
Or drop a message, an
But
honest message, not I'm around the corner, half an hour later. That's a long corner.
But it's like something like that where, you know, people are tuning in. People are going out their way to watch it, and you don't put a tweet out, you don't say anything, you just got people just sitting there as though we don't have anything better to do with our time.
I'm gonna need them to watch YouTube to see the face you just what you said.
Sitting there. And that's the bit that really boils my piss. Is the idea that it boils it.
For anyone that's into water sports, no, I'm joking. Go on.
We're doing a versus. You're doing a show. It's basically a virtual performance. Have some respect. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
but it's not even a performance. Did they sing? Because they just play their tracks.
Like, you can't. Nah, there's no. Oh, I am a celebrity, so you guys must wait on me hand or foot. That kind of realm is gone now. So you can't come and go, hey, play a little thing, hey, I'm always on time. Gave you my no.
I'm always on my time. That's actually a lyric, and they wasn't on time.
It's 3:45. I ain't trying to hear about you being on time and all that shit. You should have been on time at 1 a.m. Don't tell me nothing about your days, and then someone else is combing their hair over here. No, that shit is tacky. Like, be decent. It's like they said house party. You're bringing your party clothes to the dance. Where you going? Where are you going? No.
Disrespectful. What's the meme? Why are you running?
Why are you running? Yeah. Like, if you need to do your makeup, if your makeup takes 4 hours, why don't you start at 6 p.m.? Do you see what I'm saying?
No,
it's gross.
Yeah.
I get it. Concerts always run late. You know, you go to a concert, they said starts at 7, it doesn't start till 7:45. All right. Mm-hmm. But even on the live, where you just have to press, you know, record or we're going live.
Because if you said the screens was already set up, they didn't have to join the other person's live. It was already done for them.
We didn't even see the DJ. The DJ was doing this in the back, going wooka 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 wooka.
Oh, it was just
playing
on the chairs.
The same song, and all you could see was Ciroc with 2 chairs.
I mean, it was sponsored by such drinks. There are other drinks available.
It was gross.
But I must say, out of all the verses that I've seen, even the ones that we had just UK based,
there's a UK one. Mm-hmm. Who did a UK one? No.
Do you remember when they had? I don't remember the name of them. See, we must get facts in these two. Early on, they started verses before verses.
Is it
when they done Wizkid versus
that radio thing.
Yeah, the radio station. Yeah. Well, you know what? Next episode we'll give you your proper shout because they do deserve it because they really
did.
They
no
did
Signal radio.
Signal, yes, that's it.
There you go.
We'll say it again.
No Signal.
Cool. Shout out to them because they really did keep us going in the first lockdown.
That was good.
So yeah.
But people got emotional over that.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. I wish we were actually doing a podcast when that was going on because people were very tears emotional. And everything I heard. Segueing into, let me pick on the layers. While we're talking about celebrities, let's just end off the COVID stuff and then we'll end on some nicer stuff. What do you think about influencers? Because Lord, I was on the Twitter. I heard that Ghana and Dubai.
Yes, I heard about that.
They're now in lockdown after, not us per se, but
after the tourists and stuff were coming in.
When the tourists fly up in there, a lot of them from England, London, and now the people them have to go into lockdown because we going to take virus to them.
You know what? I blame Boris for that shit. And no, I do. I do. I blame Boris for that shit, and I blame. It's typical people trying to always have a one-up. Oh, I've got enough money so man can go Dubai. And you're going to infect everyone in Dubai with your nastiness.
Literally.
And then what, you come back and then you go and isolate.
I've seen those influencers, they ain't isolated.
I don't know, but I partied hard in my early 20s. I'm not saying I don't like to go out, but I mean, if it means 6 months of not going out, I'm not really too fast. But I mean, what is the need? Like, what is the desperate need to go out so bad that you will take a flight, pay for the flight at that, and sit in a chair for 8 hours
And no disrespect to my
to
friend,
go and party?
she's there till April.
Oh, so it's all right.
No. That was
Well,
before the lockdown. They have not stopped it. These people, I'm thinking about two. A model that I've seen on Instagram a lot, and then my friend. So one's in Dubai and one's in Ghana. Yeah, my man, the model, has been out there so long. That I said,
what's going on?
What's going on? Then when I spoke to the friend,
Yeah.
oh, that's her home. She goes there all the time.
Oh,
So this would have been
okay.
on the schedule anyway. But now I'm just like, till April. And then now he's just like, oh, come home soon. But now he's doing his modeling out there.
Oh,
And
well.
I'm like, I don't think this is productive or helping the pandemic in any way. Because you're just inviting more influences. And I do agree, it's on
It's
Boris. The Boris.
selfishness.
It is yeah. That's the next thing that I was wondering. Do you think it's not a Boris thing, it is a Boris thing.
Boris
It's
thing.
not an influencer thing as well.
It is an influencer thing as well. I mean, you've got to be socially
But no,
responsible.
but if you're allowed to,
No.
oh no,
You're
I'm gonna have to go.
socially
It's a
responsible.
Boris thing. No, they are.
Okay, let's put it this way. If you can bear back, should you bear back?
That's on you
Aha.
personally.
It's not all things you must do.
As a friend, I
There you
don't know
go.
what I'm talking about. But what's it called?
There you go.
I'm just saying that they put it out there. The people can fly, man.
No.
I do agree. I personally agree. But I'm just saying, if no one's not stopping me,
Have some
Okay.
respect for yourself.
cool. I'm gonna back you up on that one because I do agree on that. I'm just saying Boris didn't say the people
Boys
can
is
fly.
dickhead for that one.
Just to finish off my last one, we're gonna do like a little, not a silence before we take it, but Nella Rose. I'm actually saying her name on the basis of I just love her in it, so she deserves a shout out in it. Do you believe in manifestation?
What
Like
did she do?
manifesting what you want. So she showed on her Instagram. So if you don't know Nella Rose, check her out. She's a YouTuber, big in the game, getting bigger. She's now doing stuff with Full Asylum and Chunks and Philly, Young Philly. I'm sure you know those two. She put up on her Instagram that she'd manifested that she would have the house that she's got now and something else. But that's what I mean by manifestation.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the other thing was, but yeah. Do you believe in like manifestation? And just to tie back into what we were talking about before.
Yeah, definitely. It's always been said that you should always write down what your goals and your aspirations are, because when you write it down, it becomes physical.
Mhm.
But just having it in your head, it becomes something other than what it is. So yeah, definitely write it down. I've always been told to do that.
Yeah. But you never.
But I've never. But not even write it down in terms of putting it in a notepad, but actually take a physical pen and write it down. Yeah.
If anyone's listening, you understand the concept. Notepad is in Notepad the app, not Notepad.
Oh, I thought you meant notepad. I'm talking old school, as in.
No, but when you said Notepad, you meant the app first, didn't it?
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
if anyone those things,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they mean like two different
Pen,
things. Notepad,
paper.
not the app. Don't put it in your phone. Write it. Take pen to paper.
Yes.
Like you're sending snail mail. Yeah.
Right.
Craig's not gonna like the fact I'm gonna do this, but I want to do it, so I'm gonna do it. We're going for a break. So, Mr. Hanzo, do you know what Anchor is?
Nope.
So, Anchor is a podcast streaming site that you can make your podcast and you put it out there. And not only do they put it on their platform, they also put it out on all the other platforms from Spotify, iTunes. And then, what's really nice about the Anchor is you can start making money once you start getting the viewership. And money just exciting for us.
Ding, ding, ding.
So make sure you check out Anchor. We're on to sharing is caring, so you get to chillax for this bit and see. Normally, if we have a guest, it's going to be a performer. If they're a performer, they'll perform. Obviously, it's good that I do such things because I'm going to perform for you guys or do a little poem. And then we're going to end with a thorn and a rose petal. So you get to chillax and think about your rose and thorn. So the funny thing is, and the proof is in the pudding because it's already there. I chose this poem called "My End." Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Huh?
Tell us
about
about
it.
it.
Cool. So I wrote this years ago. I don't even know if me and Darren used to do poetry together. I don't even know if I'd even written this at the time. It came around the time of Claire. One day you guys might hear that one too. So, and it was just all based off stuff that I literally watched or encountered growing up at school. From the man them type of, you know, the man them, innit? Like, and why I wanted to do this one is because I said at the top of the podcast that I've been putting out poems out there, and I think I got 2 gigs that, if they come to fruition, COVID might stop them. I'll talk later in episodes about those fruitions and how those came about, you know, to show that I'm not coasting. But so one is getting filmed, and the other I'm gonna do like a live performance of, via Zoom or whatever the case is. And then this was the left out one. I was like, oh my god, we have the podcast. I get to do all 3 of them. Like my babies, like the poems that, apart from Claire, that put me on the map, innit? You hear me talk about Claire a lot because Ask Darry, really, when I said that put me on that's the parent, and these are the children that got to flourish after, innit, in terms of me as a poet and a spoken word artist. So yeah, no, that's why I chose My Ends, and I think it's so fitting. Obviously I've chosen it before because of that reason, but now that we've been talking about everything before the podcast and just talking about like growing up and coming to our own, I always think it's nice to reflect. And obviously last night I was looking at pictures of when I started becoming fat. I even saw pictures of when I landed in this country kind of thing. I was like, well, so it's nice to look back. And today a friend from school messaged me, so it was just like a befitting poem essentially. So yeah, no, it's called My Ends, reprise version for the podcast. It's not the original. If you want to see a segment of it, you can check me out on Instagram at Russeni, Russeni. And if you want to see how much better I've become, you can check it. You can definitely check that out. So yeah, this one's called My Ends.
Next time I should actually bring you in, actually, you know.
What, the intro?
You know
no, it's fine. That's so no, never.
Presenting.
So yeah, no, this one's called My End, reprise version or whatever the case is, because it will not. None of my poems stay the same in it, so this one's gonna be tailored for this one in it. We'll have the framework. So you wanna know about my ends? How we roll round my ends, how we have a stroll round my ends, how we write names, then pop berry bullets round my ends. See the mans them wear puffer jackets to hide shank scars, sonic knuckle prints, bite marks. They carry home theft just so not to starve. See, there's a new makeshift gravestone drowning on the sun-pressed RIPs. It's best you cover up your shadows at night. Leave no dirt-stained prints, because the feds, they will take you down for anything. Even the teachers call straight from the pub to writing on stale chartboards. See, right? The students have melodic screams that sober them up. So watch their eyes flicker black and blood flashbacks to when they got roughed up, pinned up, tumped up, back to when they carried empty lunch boxes. So when dishing out punishment, they're trying to let it out on the generic future. See, locks on lockers go missing, so it's best you carry your burdens on your back. And there's always a on the blossom geek always sitting next to that spare seat. If you see someone running, don't ask questions, just do the same. Only look back once you bust one left, two right, and jumped over the neighborhood sketch fence. Everybody, well, you know, we know the patterns on those sheets. And once you hear the bell gets rung, every man is going to be rolling. Wearing no glove, just a mug shot smile. See, if you are lucky, you might be sentenced to a friendship of a minimum of 5 years. Not bad, right? Just be warned, snakes come around each term shedding skin, then they sting. See, we've got my man that came with a hammer in a Tesco bag. Darren, well, he's about to use the studs on his shoes because ball is life. Craig, well, you know he came with his mom's beloved kitchen knife, yeah? And see, my best mate, he never comes empty-handed. One day I'll probably ask him to be my best man, but that's way down the line. We ain't even there yet. And while this is all happening, you probably have another kid that is standing across the road at a comfort of distance, just waiting to say goodbye. So let's never forget the young boys, kids that carry their mom's beloved kitchen knife. Yeah. So yeah, normally you won't hear me. Do you know what it is? And it's been such a long time. if anyone doesn't know spoken word and stuff, they do clicks and stuff. There's a line that I forgot because it's been so long since I performed that one. But the line is blood is thicker than water, so it's best you carry something.
That was amazing.
So amazing is a strong word. So I get so weird about poetry as well. like what people say after compliment nights or whatever. I'm just like, so yeah.
That was great.
But I made a promise to myself that I would fish more and won't let COVID stop me. So that's that. To end off, we're gonna do a thorn and a rose petal. I put it in that order because let's talk about the bad first, and then we're gonna give some advice. Do you wanna go first or second? Do you want to go first?
I think this week has been a hard week for me. Oh. So I'll say the thorn would be allowing yourself to go through the emotions. Is a good thing. You're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to be upset. You're allowed to be happy. You're allowed to be whatever it is that you feel. Don't feel bad for feeling the way you feel. Mm-hmm. So I think I was preventing myself for being in that emotional state that I felt I needed to be in. Yeah. So that was a thorn for me this week. What's the other one? The rose.
Rose, yeah.
My delivery came earlier than I expected.
You must. What was it?
Listen, it was my far-fetched delivery. As soon as it said, "Oh, DHL, your delivery will be coming today," I was like, "Yes."
That was your.
Yeah, listen, it's the little things, you know.
What is it called? I also gave you like an extra task. You can say after.
What's
any
that?
advice to anyone and pushing their plan for the year. Cool.
Write it down.
Write it down. You're gonna go, yeah.
Yeah, write it down. Think about it. You know, be honest with yourself. Don't put something down that you know you're not going to do.
Yeah, if you can't touch your toes, you're not going to be a gymnast, yeah?
There you go.
Relax.
So, well, I mean, if you can't touch your toes, at least the task is to stretch to touch your toes.
Be realistic.
But be realistic. You know, if you know you're not going to try to touch your toes, then bloody hell, don't write it. No,
I'm laughing at both of us. And imagine someone wants to dream big and we've just crushed them, but we're saying be realistic.
Be realistic. Start with the small stuff and then work your way up. But write it down. Be realistic. Be honest with yourself.
First, toes later. I'm done.
No, it's true.
Do you know what it is? I used to have, I'm about to wrap up, but I used to have a friend that played basketball, but we done drama together. So in drama class, you have to stretch or whatever. Okay? When we will be like, touch your toes or touch the floor, in it. I'm blessed that in these streets. I'm gonna say something. I'm not gonna do that swear word. So when my man just hinge over,
and he just touch it.
He couldn't.
He couldn't.
Just looking like bored on table.
No.
Shout out to you. He's doing big things. One day he will be on this show, and I will ask him about how his stretching is going. He does like YouTube and stuff now. But the teacher would be like, touch your toes. And you just could. I can't even explain it. So watch YouTube and you will see what I'm saying in there. My thorn for this week is, which is funny. I knew this was gonna be my thorn. I think it's gonna be my thorn for the rest of the year, innit? I find it so hard to be productive at home. Maybe because my bed's there. Maybe because it's just so comfortable. So I do find it. But my rose petal is I made a promise, so I kept to it. And even though I wasn't being as proactive as I should have been, and I wasn't using all the hours in the days for that reason, I did put content out there.
Well done.
And I did, obviously, like the job I've got coming up, I did hunt that one down specifically. I had other stuff that I was doing in it, but I wanted that one specifically, you know. So that's my thing. My advice as the rose petal would be, don't let procrastination get you. Don't get relaxed in it. If you have to follow Boris's one good piece of advice, go for that walk in it. Change up your setting. Do something different if you're able to, especially in the lockdown during this situation. Do something that will take your mind off of the four walls in it. And if you're looking to do better, don't hold yourself back in it. Don't be the reason you're not progressing. Because when I tell you guys, especially when you're in like the performing world, I think I got as many yeses as I did no's. And every time the no's came through, I just remember being like, oh, Jesus, Christopher. But at least when the yeses, I realized I had to put myself out there. I had to. If I didn't put out I put out 2 videos, yeah, if I didn't put those 2 videos out, and like I said, we'll talk about this later in later episodes, I wouldn't have had some of the opportunities that, God willing, that will come through. So it manifesting and doing works.
One thing I will give advice on is on your earlier point about the thorn, is if you try to box a time in your day. Say, for example, if you wake up, I try to always wake up at the same time every day, just to give my day some sort of routine. But let's say, for example, if you box maybe as soon as you wake up, you take the first, after you've had your breakfast, you showered and all that kind of stuff, you take maybe 2-3 hours.
Yeah, brush your teeth. I don't care if you're at home. Brush your teeth. Sorry. I know some people are just waking up in the same drawers days after day. Don't be.
Well, I mean, you ain't going nowhere. Shit. And no one's coming to see you. Why not?
Every day?
You're paying for hot water.
Huh?
Cream is not to be wasted, nor is deodorant. Them shit is expensive.
Yeah, but some people just wallow in for no reason. I understand if you're going through something, wallow as much as you needed. But some
I mean, of course, brush your teeth, because that's got to do your insides and all of that stuff. But I mean, if you have to shower for the first time at 9 p.m., I mean, shit.
No, I'm not giving you a time frame. Just at least shower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, at least splash water.
Yeah,
bird bath it, whole bath it, whatever bath
I mean, there's
you need to
sometimes
take.
I don't even cream my skin. I just go straight to bed.
Oh yeah, no, the cream. Don't be wasting lotions out here, especially if you're using Astral. They've moved that thing up to £10. We're not doing that in the streets. That's too much. I need a discount. Sorry.
Nah, it's too expensive. You can imagine spending that, and then you ain't going nowhere for 3 months.
No,
and
don't
then
be
you spend
wasting
another
no
£10, £15 buying more. I mean,
I use this thing for my tattoos. Ain't touched that in a month.
But my point was that if you allocate a certain amount of time in your day to just dedicate it to doing that task, and whether it means you have to go sit in the kitchen or go sit outside or sit in a car, then
sorry for the background noise. We haven't made it to a studio where it's soundproof. Say your point again, sorry.
No, I was just saying that you just allocate some time in your day that, between hours of 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 or from 3 to 5, I need to get this thing done. It will help focus you.
Amen. So we're going to end on focus you, and I'm going to reword it so it makes sense.
In Narnia, in Van Sant.
In Narnia, Van Sant. You know who we're talking about. Not on my watch. It's on the table. Not today. Yeah. So, yeah. It's funny, you went through her. The next week you're going to be Gail. You've gone through 2 of them. You've gone Oprah and now Ilania Van Sant. So yeah, let's sign off the coaster where I am using this podcast to make sure I don't stay complacent through the whole year or life. I have been Russeni, your host. God, I'm going to hear that back and hate that. But my co-host has been
Oren Hanzo.
Hey. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Stay blessed, stay safe, take care of yourselves and each other.
Wash your balls.
Oh,